Okay, guys, I am back. Just a second, just need to finish configuring it. Just a second. Okay, then. Now we can begin. What an embarrassing defeat this was when put into proper context because Real Madrid simply won the league last season by using VAR and being lucky. It's what they do, and they didn't sign a single player. This was the first time in decades that they didn't make a single signing during the summer window. And Zidane is not a very good coach. He's a good manager, but he's not a good coach. And but he played his hand perfectly today. And Real Madrid are in simply a transitional season that will be as bad, as difficult as Barcelona is having. And what a what an embarrassing situation, guys. I'm honestly shocked how poor we were because okay, Messi had a few good moments, but he is truly finished. And yeah, I'm not salty, David. Honestly, I'm just fed up with how Barcelona is being poorly run. It's tough to see because, of course, we have been calling out for Bartomeu to leave since he was elected president. So I am consistent in that. But yeah, it's always tough to lose a match like this. And okay, I have to be honest here, everyone. Lenglet's penalty on Ramos was clear. I know it's the kind of penalty that a few clubs actually get. It's very rare to see, but it was a penalty because if you pull another player's shirt in anywhere on the pitch, you are getting a foul. So if you do it on inside the box, it's also a foul. So it was a penalty. It was a tough decision, but it was a really stupid mistake by Lenglet. Sergio Ramos just did what what he what he had to do. He embellished it, of course he did, but he wasn't in the wrong. He just played his best hand, and okay. And complaining about the penalty or the referees, it's not something that I'm going to do today. You can't you can't do that. It would be unfair with how bad the team actually played because we were really really poor. So yeah, forget complaining about the officiating on the El Clasico because I love to complain about the officiating, but it wasn't the case. Okay, so the Flying Dutchman here says it's a clear penalty and Ramos embellished. Of course, so yeah, his shirt was pulled. Of course, we all saw it. So it got in the way of Ramos. Uh, it is what it is because okay, he went down easily, of course, but he played his hand, and it is a foul. I talking more about that, it's pointless. Yeah, so for the Manchester City fans asking me right now if Messi is going to come in January to City, I don't know, but looking at his face at full time, he was absolutely fed up with everything. He's been for a while. He wanted to leave, so but matches like this, I wouldn't say Messi had a poor match. That dribble against Ramos was incredible. Courtois was made a great save, but Messi is out of it. We have to admit it. Messi is completely out of it. He's not being completely focused because he wanted to leave. He's forced to stay against his will, and I don't think that we are going to see the very best of Messi this season anymore. It's soon to say, of course it is, but yeah, I don't think that we're going to see the best of Messi anymore. I just hope that he scores enough goals to actually break Pele's record, and he hasn't scored a single goal from open play yet this season. It's so frustrating. So, okay, lots of people asking me about Sergino's Dest performance. I would say that Sergino was absolutely incredible, especially going forward. I would say that he was called quite flawed when defending. He left the right flank quite open at times, but he was excellent going forward. There's not a single complaint that I can make when it comes to Sergino Dest. He was good, and one thing is for sure, Sergino Dest was definitely better than anything that Sergio Roberto was going to give us today. Neto, yeah, Toro says here that Neto was good. Yes, he was great. I would say Neto is not a player that I like, especially after that deal that sent Silicon the other way, but he was incredible, and if not for Neto, we might have been handled our biggest Clásico defeat in over 10 years since 2008, and it's going to be at the Camp Nou. I honestly don't recall the last time that Barcelona conceded 4 goals to Real Madrid at the Camp Nou. I know that we did that to at the Bernabeu many times, but Real Madrid hasn't done that to Barcelona in a very, very long time. Yeah, and people were asking me about Coutinho, and guys, you know what I think about Coutinho. Let me be honest. I was really fond of him at Liverpool. He was a fantastic player there. I always liked him. You can actually search on my old tweets. I think that I have tweets from 2013 or 2012 already saying that Coutinho was going to become a great player. But he hasn't shown up at Barcelona yet. He had those first great matches in the beginning, and he hasn't done well. I would say that his classical, for me, at least in my view, maybe it's because I'm really fed up with the player too, but I am absolutely done with Coutinho. He he doesn't have a place in the team. He doesn't step up. He wasn't very good at Bayern Munich. I actually watched many of these matches for Bayern. It's not because Coutinho scored two versus Barcelona in the Champions League that he was good. He wasn't even a starter for Bayern, as we all know. And yeah, okay, so regarding Toro asks me if I think it's time for Busquets to go. Yes, I think that Busquets is finished at the club. Yeah, this is very harsh coming from me because Busquets is one of the top 10 best players of the last 10 years, without a doubt, but his fall from grace has been nothing short of disastrous. He can't he can't keep playing for Barcelona as a starter. Just try to play Pjanic there, or maybe play Frankie De Jong there. It was this can't go on any longer. Let me see more questions here. Okay, many people ask me my expectations for the Juventus match. The biggest problem in the match against Juventus is not an away match because the stadium is going to be empty, so we are lucky in that regard. But Pirlo is a coach that doesn't have even 12 matches, even 10 matches of experience at the top level. But Pirlo is a very proactive manager, so he wants to attack, he wants to go all out. And seeing the results of El Clásico, and we didn't play very well versus Ferencváros, and we lost against Getafe. It's not looking too good for us, not because Juventus are good. They're not a very good side by any means, but Juventus are a much better side than Real Madrid are. So, yeah, we might be in trouble there. The only good thing about the Clásico defeat is something that I was always going to say. Bartomeu is weaker than ever. It was a astounding humiliation at the Camp Nou, and we already see that the Catalan government has ordered the Barcelona to actually hold a vote of no confidence in the first 2 days of November. So it's going to happen. Nothing that Bartomeu can do now, and I think that Bartomeu might be gone. He might be gone by by the beginning of November if we are lucky. Honestly, if Bartomeu isn't removed in the vote and the vote of no confidence fails, good God, he's already working to hide a lot of the bad things that he done at the club that we don't know, and what's going to happen next if he stays. I don't want to think about. I prefer to be hopeful that Bartomeu is leaving. Yeah, Bayer won 5 nil today. Lewandowski with a perfect hat trick. You guys tell me. Yeah, I know. I would say that Lewandowski is the best player in the world in 2020, and no one really comes close to him. So you're going to listen to my dogs barking right now. I'm not going to stop the streaming. It's just noise. It's going to pass just in a minute. And what? Ajax is winning by 13 goals? Okay. You guys have got to be kidding me, because last time I checked, they were winning by 6 goals. You have got to be kidding me. Just a second. I need to see this. Okay, it's loading here. Okay, I'm here. I'm still here. Holy shit, they are actually winning by 13 goals. How? How? Unbelievable. I'm going to look at this later because, yeah, I don't think that even Barcelona, I don't think that even we could concede 13 goals right now. So, yeah, absolutely mad. Getting back to Barcelona and El Clásico, Koeman really disappointed me. I would say that his choices for the starting 11 were good, but he fucked up with his substitutions. He waited until there were like 10 minutes to the end of the match to actually make decisions, to actually make substitutions, and it was really dumb of him. He was absolutely outplayed, and how do we say it? As Sam Allardyce says, he was out-tacticed by Zidane. And Koeman is not a very good. He's not a very good coach. We know that, guys. So Zidane is a better coach than him. Yeah, he is, considering what he has won and how big of his image is. He's a legendary player, one of the greatest of all time. So compared to Koeman, who was one of the best center backs of all time, yeah, it's a really big difference. So why is Bartomeu doing things against the interests of Barca? Does he not care about the club at all? Yeah, he doesn't care about the Barcelona at all. He doesn't care. And okay, guys, I'm going to have to leave because my car broke down and one of the parts is just arriving now, and I need to run to the mechanic. Sorry, I wanted to talk for at least another 20 minutes. I owe you guys this one. I'll be back to talk about El Clásico in a podcast, carefully discussing it. So see you guys soon, and take care, guys. And what is this? My wife is a man. Okay, take care, guys. It's always a pleasure talking with everyone. I really love it.